Okay. So I have just allowed that for me, which is great. Yeah, I was thinking this morning in that this is my 40-something year in Rotary, and probably for the first part of that, I paid a lot of attention to the clubs I was in, and I really didn't know what a district governor was, and probably didn't care very much at that point. But about halfway through, I began to, and this is when I was in Adrian for my Adrian friends, I started to be in the same room with people that either were or had been district governors. And that kind of changed the whole perspective for me. So it is an honor to formally introduce you, despite the fact that we all know Traci really well, we think, and probably do for the most part, but it is an honor to do that. And I'm not going to list everything that is available for her, but I will just say several things here about Traci's life and times. She's been a club president. She's been a district grants chair. She's been an assistant governor, which is kind of why I am an assistant governor at the moment, comes from that. Been on several district conference committees, club vision facilitator, and is currently district corporation secretary, which was news to me. And so I thank you for that particular service. She is a recipient of the Council of Governors. She got that award in 2011. Most of what I knew, I think, about Traci before I got this opportunity is that she and Paul have just a passion for exchange, youth exchange, and has worked on that for many years. I didn't know, Traci, I didn't know that you did a Honduras water project. I was delighted to hear that. Those are very, very critical things to do. So, and also Traci and Paul are major donors of the Rotary Foundation. So we have as our governor a very accomplished and very committed woman who's been at this for a good long time. In addition to that, though, and this is what kind of gets interesting, her career in the park and recreation world is probably getting close to 40 years, Traci, something like that. That's good. And that's very important and very necessary. And of course, is now the supervisor of Maybury State Park in Northville. So when in the tiny number of opportunities that she has to do something that is not directly related to Rotary, she is interested in yoga, obviously community service, hiking and walking, which makes sense in a park, and local history, of which she has a significant amount of at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our district governor for 2022-2023, Traci Sincock.
Thank you, guys. Oh, there I am. So the photograph behind me on my screensaver or my screenshot is actually what I'm going to get to see in about maybe 5 weeks at Mayberry. So I would love, if you're in the Michigan area and you want to come and experience this beautiful park, please do. I'd be happy to give you even a guided tour. But anyway, that's not why I'm here today. I'm here as the serving as your district governor for this year, and we have several past district governors in our midst. We have to close our car door because it's getting loud at the park, which is nice. So most of you know that the purpose of the official visit is to educate and support clubs on important Rotary issues and promote the goals of our Rotary International president, provide you with resources and support for areas that you might have of concern or want consideration for improvement on, and to help understand your goals, your communities that you support, and just lend assistance to the work that you do on whatever level we can. As you know, we're not here to run your clubs. We're not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but we're here as a support system and your number one cheerleader for the year. So I'm happy and very honored to be able to serve in this role for you this year. One of the things I mentioned was the goals of our Rotary International president, and I won't go into great detail about Jennifer Jones because most of you are either intimate friends of hers or know her very well. But for the clubs that we're visiting that don't know Jennifer as well, we spend a little bit of time talking about who she is as a person, the amount of passion and dedication to service that she has provided to not only our district, but beyond. And she will be recognized here in very short order in the early part of October by the Windsor Essex Regional Chamber of Commerce with a Lifetime Achievement Award. So if you have that date available and can make your way to Windsor, I'm sure that she would appreciate the support of her fellow district colleagues in helping her recognize that support. Tickets are now on sale. Jennifer's goals are multiple faceted, but I will kind of paraphrase and share a good part of them with you. Engaging members in order to keep them involved is probably the most strong point that she's asked us governors to make, because when our members feel fully engaged and they feel part of connection to a club or multiple clubs, then they're going to stay with Rotary and they're going to feel that what they bring is of value to their club and their community. And we certainly don't want to lose members, but perhaps it's even more important to find the right fit for our members. So keeping members engaged, keeping in touch with members that maybe aren't coming to meetings or not coming to service projects, whatever that means to your club and your goals. That's what Jennifer mostly wants us to focus on this year, making everyone.
Parking lady.
Oh, the parking lady's here. Paul's got to go pay my parking fine. This is so funny. Here we are in a car. Where was I? Oh, yes. So making everybody feel like they has equal part and passion for their Rotary Club, and making sure that everyone's opinion is valued and everybody is treated equitably and feels the inclusiveness of being part of a club. We've talked about why people join Rotary. It's certainly for the most part for service at the beginning, but as they grow into their Rotary clubs, they often develop deep and meaningful friendships with the people that they serve with. And so the reality is that they end up staying because of that service. And making sure that clubs do service is then just as paramount as it is to keeping them engaged. There we go. That's my thing. So with that, we're not the same Rotary that we were really even 5 years ago. I mean, when you think about pre-pandemic or, even a little bit longer out, we're not the same people as individuals. Our clubs aren't the same. Maybe we've changed locations. Maybe we've changed meeting times or the frequency that we've meted. Been meeting, we've added meals or we've reduced meals or we've reduced dues in order to keep people wanting to be engaged in service. And so that is something that is important and it should be embraced. The Rotary International is asking us, and Bruce and Sue are very involved in this, helping clubs focusing on new models. There's Jennifer has asked the incoming the governors this year to form at least 2 new innovative or cause-based clubs. So clubs are being formed around a profession, around an area of focus like the environment. So it's not just everyone has an equal amount of different professions in their clubs, but some clubs are being formed on people that have like-minded interests and maybe even vocations. So the idea is to keep our members loving what they do and knowing that they provide just an incredible, meaningful service is really what's going to help grow Rotary in the long run. Again, making sure that for clubs that are meeting in person at a location, making sure that that meeting location is comfortable and a place where everyone feels welcome, and that the environment is a place where people can speak openly about their opinions, and everyone is treated respectfully and carefully. So we will be having some conversation later towards the end of the year with the whole idea of how to keep people feeling inclusive and keeping our the way that we do service and the way that we treat our members with diversity and respectfulness. So we'll stay tuned for that. But how some of the Rotary International goals this year fit into our district goals is in a couple of respects. So we're looking for more collaboration between clubs, and I have to give a shout out to our friends on this side of the border. I'm on the Canada side today. They do collaboration in just a remarkable way. They have so many projects where they share the fellowship of each other, and the Operation Pollination, the Monarch Express train today that Therese mentioned earlier is a lovely example of that. So Windsor Roseland, Windsor St. Clair, and Windsor 1918 are, and I think actually all the LaSalle, I think all the Windsor clubs actually have a member on a committee that has been planning this project for quite some time. Their 24 hours Glean-a-thon is just another amazing example of how the clubs in Canada get together. And I will challenge our US clubs to do similar things, even if it's by area or region, because the more heads and more hands that you can put together to improve the world is really, it makes life so much easier. So we'll be looking for more collaboration with our clubs. The membership issue has been staring us in the face for a number of years, and for a while we didn't really want to talk about it. But the reality is that especially in North America, our membership has been declining. So we are hoping to, with the goal of Rotary National in mind, create some club experiences where we used to have clubs in our district, places like Ecorse and Inkster and Hamtramck and Harper Woods and Riverview, and just try to recreate the experience that we used to have clubs and people that had very passionate feelings about Rotary and service, but those clubs don't exist anymore. So once we get beyond our official visits, we'll be paying special attention to the areas and getting back out into those communities and trying to find people that are passionate about service and being able to recreate that Rotary experience in those communities. And if we're able to grow by a couple of clubs this year, a couple of clubs next year, a couple of clubs the following year, then we're starting to see some active trends upward rather than on the decline where we've seen for the last couple of years. The other goal that we have this year as a district is to help clubs understand the impact that they're making in people's lives and the world through their service. So we are doing that, starting off this initiative with the Day of Service, which is next Saturday. At this time, Paul and Tracy, along with Therese and several members of our planning committee and our video crew, are going to be flying literally across our district, trying to visit every single project that our 37 out of 52 clubs have committed to doing in one single day. And the idea of this Day of Service is to demonstrate the impact that our 1,500 plus ish clubs members can make in one single day. So again, we've got 37 out of our 52 clubs that'll be doing some kind of service. More are doing service that week, but it's not falling on the 17th per se. So we'll just be asking them to send in video and photographs. But our idea is to demonstrate to all of you and the media market. Yes, it's the auto show, but they're going to be looking for human interest stories, I'm sure, to show what we can do here in one day. And if you think about then every single day that we have in the year, plus the 46,000 Rotary members that we have across the world, just imagine this impact that we can all make when we all step up and do service for our world. So I can't wait. It's going to be an exhausting day, but can't think of a better way to celebrate the fall in our district with a day of service for all of us. The other thing that we're working on that may be of interest to all of you is that for most of you, you've either been a club president or another district or club leader. And so you know that our training in our district has traditionally been within a 2 or 3 or maybe a 4-month period. And the reality is that training really can occur 12 months of the year. So a big thank you to Sue Goldson and Shelley and Michael Dubin on this call, along with our current trainer, Kim Spiro, and Elvira Iglusu from LaSalle, who will be serving as district trainer in a couple of years. The training committee that's been formed will now start to provide training opportunities throughout the calendar year, so that if there is a topic of interest for a club member or a committee, then they can join in on that training that will occur throughout the year. And next Tuesday, the 13th, will be our first Learning Burst, where members of the district's Rotary Foundation Committee are going to be having a dialogue about the Rotary Foundation. And I hope that you can join in on that. It's at 7 o'clock and it is a webinar. The information is on our website and it's been posted out on our social media as well. So hopefully you can join in on that. And then it'll be followed with hopefully a learning topic each month. So being able to give you more information throughout the year rather than trying to condense it into very short time frame. The focus this year is from the governor's initiative is to focus on the clubs and the projects. You know, we are starting to just feel more comfortable in meeting in person for service or projects and fellowship. And so rather than adding another layer of district projects on top of that, we're really minimizing district projects and helping the clubs promote what they do. So other than the day of service that I mentioned, next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, will be the district governor's golf outing. And that is traditionally before COVID was held as one outing. But the last few years we had to have 2 because the border crossing was a little challenging. But this year we will be back in Kingsville for one outing on Sunday, September 18th. I do hope you can join us. We've got about 90 golfers right now and maybe a couple dozen more that'll be coming for dinner. So best perch in the world. I'll certainly give a testament to that. So the funds raised for that will be used for the World Community Service grants that clubs can apply for an international project. So we hope to raise a lot of money and be able to give that money back to our clubs for projects. So you'll see lots of pictures, but hope you can support that initiative in many ways. In World Polio Day this year, we are asking clubs to provide some kind of fundraising, awareness, some kind of event or acknowledgement about World Polio Day. As you know, there have been, we're in a little bit of a hiccup with cases rising slightly, not unexpectedly for sure. And then certainly the awareness of cases in the US, although not the wild polio virus, still serious enough that New York City, I believe, is, created a, a high alert for that. So we're asking clubs to not put this on the back burner, that to continue their efforts in raising money for the End Polio Now Fund. And we are looking forward to promoting those projects on the website, in the district newsletter, and then hopefully showcase some of the club visits live in person. So we're around the October 24th date. We are bringing back our holiday party that we used to have for many years. And whatever holiday you celebrate, we're hoping that you will join us for kicking off the holiday season with a function on December 1st in Plymouth. There will be a foundation, the Rotary Foundation giving component, along with membership acknowledgement and recognition piece during that event, and looking forward to some fun and fellowship, along with providing information about those other two very important elements of what we do. And then kind of fast forward to May already, hard to believe, but actually it's right behind me, I think. Yeah, right over my left shoulder is the location of our district conference, which will be May 5th through 7th at Caesars Windsor. Jennifer Jones and Nick Krajcik will be joining us, which is a huge ask of a Rotary International president, that she's committed to being with us in her hometown for her own district conference. So we're very blessed that she will be joining us. We do have several other amazing speakers that will be joining us. Tom Gump, who is traveling around the world, including meeting with our new Rotary International president nominee, Stephanie Yurchek, to talk about membership. So Tom's joining us for the weekend, and that will be delightful. We also have some other program planned for Rotary Youth Exchange, highlighting all the wonderful club activities that we're doing. And Mitch Albom will be joining us. He is a local, for those of you on the US side, he's a local author, now playwright, and radio talk show, Bruce, for you. So Mitch will be joining us to share with us his stories of his orphanage that he operates in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And we'll be sharing with him stories of how hand wash in Haiti is changing the lives of the residents there. So trying to collaborate together between Rotary and Mitch's project hopefully will result us in some longer term collaborative efforts as well. We are sharing, speaking of collaboration, we are sharing our conference experience this year with our neighboring district of 6380. And so we'll have even more information about projects and perhaps future collaborations that we can make with the clubs in that district. So with that, I'm going to wrap up my remarks by just saying thank you for this amazing opportunity. I'm just over 50% of our club visits finished now, and it's incredibly inspiring. Clubs think that they aren't doing enough or that they are still struggling, but from the governor's perspective, they are, it's been a tough couple of years, and the fact that they're still persevering with offering service to their communities is just incredible. And they're much farther along than they are giving themselves credit for. So thank you for this incredible opportunity to serve as your governor. It is, as many of you know, it is truly inspiring, and I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. And with that, I will either to entertain questions or turn it back over to Julie.
Tracy, thank you. And before we move forward, do any of you have any questions, comments for Tracy? I think in kind of reflecting this year and starting the presidency here and sharing with you and Sam some of our achievements and challenges, I think sometimes for this club, some of the achievements and challenges kind of cross over with one another. Where something seems like an asset, it also can be a challenge. So learning how to work through that in our club, I think is something that I'm most interested in moving forward with this year. You know, one of the things I shared was us physically being in so many places and trying to come together and trying to figure out projects to do where we're a cohesive unit and trying to figure out fundraisers, especially with being an international club. You know, we're the only international club in our district, which is, you know, kind of a really cool thing to be a part of, but it does create a few challenges for us with handling money and depositing things. And, you know, we ran into that a little bit last year, and we did a few workarounds. But yeah, that's one of an asset and definitely a challenge as well. So, Treese.
Well, oops. So I just want to mention, yes, we're super excited about Tracy's day of service, or the district's day of service next week. The clubs have been super excited about it, and you know, Tracy's just an inspiration. I've been on the committee with her and with Paul and Phyllis Charbonneau and Paula Talbot. And what a great group of people to be involved with. But I want to also share that watch for some of us out on the Canadian side. We will also be bringing along, I hope I'm not spoiling a secret, Tracy, we'll be bringing along Flat Tracy. Tracy won't be able to make all of the events. So Paul and Phyllis are going to be making a picture, a lovely picture of Tracy, and we're going to put it on a stick, and she's going to come along with us. And so we're super excited about doing that. And Tracy's been such a good sport about it. We want to represent her and the district with all of these wonderful projects. And sometimes, in the words of my dear friend Debbie Jackson, you can't be everywhere, right? So we will have Flat Tracy coming along with us. So thanks for being such a good sport, being a wonderful leader. The 17th is going to be a great day. Great day.
Tracy, I was gonna just mention, I know that, you know, trying to restart some of these clubs that went defunct is perhaps a goal, but I would also encourage that if there are communities where starting their own club and getting to that 20 member mark and all that is hard, I think we have some clubs that are available, so maybe we can get some people involved, and even like our club here and Global E-Club and whatever. I just maybe that's an alternative. And I wish, because one of the goals of this club when we started it was for those members who were in traditional clubs, if you will, if they couldn't make those meetings anymore, that it would be nice for them to join a club like this instead of leaving Rotary. So I wish that more clubs and more Rotarians who are kind of, you know, disengaged right now would know about this as an alternative, so that our membership could grow, and that would also help the district in not losing members or losing clubs. So I would just put that in the back of your mind if it's possible.
Absolutely. We've suggested that to several folks recently.
And one of the things that I did do, I think right before our first meeting, I did reach out to everyone who had initially been part of the Plymouth, was it the Plymouth AM Club that we kind of took over the charter for?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
after hours club.
After hours,
It was
yeah.
the after hours club.
So I did reach out to several of those people. I had quite a long list to say, you know, I know that you were a Rotarian and some of you left for various reasons, but this might be an option for you. I heard back from one member who said, you know, keep me posted. I haven't heard anything back. I've reached out to a couple former Rotarians from our area that I know. I've reached out to a few of the former Romulus members, a couple of former Belleville members, to say, apparently she has something to say too. Hey, that we're here if they want to join. So Dad's yelling from the basement now. Sam or Judy, you want to say something? Oh, okay. I saw your microphone go off. Anyone else want to share anything? We've got a Kitty joining us. I do want to share as well. Therese mentioned some of the things going on next weekend. And I know for probably everybody on the call that we're connected to Rotary clubs that we were once a part of for our day of service. It might be helpful to reach out to them and see what they're doing. Penny, I know you're in a new spot, so hopefully you've connected with somebody in there. I did receive an email from Phyllis Charbonneau. They are working at, I'll just read what she wrote here, 2 to 4 p.m. at Hospice of Windsor. They are going to be working on garden maintenance, pollination gardens, and general cleanup. So I don't have an address for that location. I can certainly get that, but anyone, I mean, we're all kind of close to that area. So if you don't already have a club that you're going to work with, that is an opportunity. I think in the morning that day, and I think Chris is too, we're going to be helping the Belleville Club. They're doing a cleanup area over by the lake. So we'll be doing that in the morning. And then I think Chris and I are going to head over to Windsor to work in the gardens and do some cleanup there. So if anyone's interested, the only thing Phyllis asked was if you want to go, to either reach out to her or to let me know, because she needs to give a head count to hospice of how many people will be over there and helping out. So, all right. Got that public service announcement out. Diane, go ahead.
I was just going to say that September the 30th from 4 till 6, Tracy had mentioned about the collaboration of the clubs with Gleaners. So that's happening. Leamington has invited us to join them from 4 till 6. And maybe if you can't make it from 4 till 6 that day, there are other clubs. Everybody's scheduled in at a certain time. So you'd be able to participate in that service project as well. So, and it's always a lot of fun. We're going 4 till 6. And I know that Peggy and Cher and Peggy's husband, Jim and I. No, Peggy's coming.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, right, Peggy, you're coming. You told me you're coming. I put it out to you as well, Shelley. I know that's a bit of a ways to come and you're probably finishing up school and stuff and Michael will be working. But if you even want to just come and join us for dinner afterwards, that would be nice to see you and Michael as well. So everybody's welcome and it's a lot of fun.
Diane, what was the date on that again?
September 30th, it's a Friday.
The Friday.
And we're doing it from 4 till 6, which is better than from 4 a.m. till 6 a.m. We're doing it from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. and then we get to go eat dinner, not breakfast.
All right. So I would like to log our hours of service in my Rotary. So as you're working with clubs and you're doing service projects, whether it's us as a unit doing something or whether you're working as an individual or a couple or whatever you're doing, let me know so I can log all of that. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a board meeting after this. And any final words, thoughts before we depart as a club? Right. So because the Monarch train is part of a couple of what you are doing today, our quote for the day is, butterflies can't see their wings. They can't see how truly beautiful they are, but everyone else can. People are like that as well. So go and spread your wings, do good things in the world, and have a wonderful Saturday. And I will see all of my Rotary friends in 2 weeks, and the board, you get to stay on with me, so don't go anywhere. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.